Ukraine fired US-made missiles into Russia for first time. Officials say the attack came just days after President Biden gave Ukraine permission to use the weapons to strike targets inside Russia. U.S. envoy visits Lebanon, seeking truce between Israel and Hezbollah. The envoy, Amos Hochstein, said an end to the fighting was within our grasp after meeting in Beirut with Lebanon's parliament speaker, a key interlocutor with Hezbollah. Putin lowers nuclear weapons threshold after U.S. allows Ukraine to use missiles against Russia. A decree signed by the Russian leader, though long planned, came days after President Biden authorized the use of U.S.-supplied long-range missiles by Ukraine for strikes inside Russia. Dozens of Hong Kong pro-democracy leaders sentenced in mass trial. The 45 defendants, including Joshua Wong, were at the forefront of the opposition movement crushed by Beijing. Many had already been in jail for years. Why Michael learns to rock is big in Asia. Michael learns to rock hoped for success west of their native Denmark. But for 30 years, they've had a devoted following on the other side of the world. Magicians mount search for woman behind decades-old deception. A British Society of Magicians expelled a woman for tricking her way into the club in 1991. Now it wants to invite her back. But the woman seems to have pulled a disappearing act. UK farmers protest in London over inheritance tax change. Farms worth more than about $1.3 million will face an estate tax from 2026, ending a previous exemption and prompting anger in some rural communities. Is the Russian army depleted from fighting in Ukraine? Researchers and journalists have found innovative ways to measure Russia's ability to keep fighting. Man drives car into crowd outside primary school in China. The incident followed an attack by a driver last week that left 35 people dead, and a mass stabbing several days later. Looters strip aid from about 100 trucks in Gaza, UN agency says. UNRWA, the main UN agency aiding Palestinians, said its drivers were forced at gunpoint to unload supplies in what it called one of the worst such incidents of the war. Coffee, juice, shawarma, tiny traces of normal life in a ruined Gaza. Most people in the enclave are struggling just to survive Israel's assault on Hamas. And experts say famine is imminent. Yet a few pockets of ordinary life have bloomed in defiance of the war. As Trump looms, Biden makes a twilight pitch on Ukraine to global leaders. The president approved Ukraine's use of long-range missiles inside Russia. But that decision, among others, may soon be reversed. Giselle Pellicot's sons tell of a devastated family at rape trial in France. The men appeared in court, addressing their father, who admits to having drugged their mother over years and inviting dozens of men to rape her while she was unconscious. Tuesday briefing. Ukraine's new military powers. Maori protest bill that is part of sharp rightward shift in New Zealand. Two small populist parties are responsible for accelerating the shift, which has been felt acutely by the indigenous Maori.